If I had to restart my weight loss journey all over again and I gained all 125 pounds back, and I rebuke that in the name of Jesus, these are the exact things that I would do. After spending 14 years being obese, I have finally became successful. In the last 2 years, I have lost 125 pounds and counting. But I'm sad that it took me 12 years to finally get it right. So if I had to start my weight loss journey over again, and I'm talking about from day one, 14 years ago, these are the exact things that I would have done so that I would have been successful a lot faster and a lot sooner. And hopefully these tips will help you. But before we get into today's video, if you've never seen my face before, hey girl, hey, my name is Janae and I make a lot of content focused on fitness, wellness, and self-development and helping you and I live our best healthy and active lives. So if that sounds like something you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I post a lot of different content over there. Like this video if you are here for the weight loss tips, and comment down below and let me know what are some things that you finally know now that you wish you would have known sooner. Maybe I don't touch on that, but your tips can help somebody else. Tip number one, and these tips are in no exact order. I would have told myself the honest truth that one, you are fat, and two, you are not okay with being fat. I would have not allowed myself to coddle myself, to baby myself, to gentle parent myself into saying, it's okay, it's only 20 pounds, it's only 30 pounds, it's only 40 pounds, it's only 50 pounds, etc., etc., etc. I would have not done that to myself because I'm not the type of person who grew up being obese. I was skinny. I ended up gaining all of my weight from childbirth. I would have never labeled it as baby weight. Like, I would not have done that for myself because I held on to that baby weight. And honestly, it was fat. I held on to that for 12 years before I finally got it together because I was using sweet words, kind words, nice words instead of the truth. There's nothing wrong with the truth. If you don't want to be obese, and if this isn't for you, then obviously this isn't for you. But if you are not comfortable with the weight that you are at, if you are not comfortable with being fat or obese, then be honest with yourself. And there's a difference between self-hate and talking badly to yourself and being honest and giving yourself, your own self, the hard truth instead of looking outwards for the motivation that you need. So I would have been honest with myself, straight up with my situation, so that now I can address it also in an honest way. Two, I don't know it all. So I would have went to my medical professionals, that is my doctor and a registered dietitian, to figure this out. A lot of us did not grow up with proper education around food and movement and what internal impacts it does to your body. We also don't understand and know the changes that your body can make as women after childbirth and as you get older, and PCOS and hypothyroidism and insulin resistance. Like, we don't know it. If we all knew it, then we would all be doctors out here. But we don't. So it's time to go to the professionals to get the help, to get the understanding so that you can come up with the proper game plan. And because this will lead me into tip three, which is not listening to every influencer that's out there that is promoting their weight loss plan, their fitness plan, their meal plan, saying that this is going to guarantee me to lose weight. Do you know how much money I have wasted on somebody's random plan because it worked for them, but it did not work for me? Not every diet, it sucks to say, but not every diet is going to be made for you, for your gut health, for your body, for what your body needs. Not everything is as cookie cutter as you may want it to be. High protein and high fiber may work for me, but maybe carnivore works for you. Maybe keto truly does work for you because it damn sure didn't work for me. Maybe intermittent fasting works for somebody else. Maybe these things are for all of these other people, but it's not for you. So work with your medical professional and registered dietitian to see what will work for you after you know and understand what your internal health is saying, and then follow that plan. Tip 4, are you truly in a calorie deficit? Now that you talk to your doctor and you know what diet it is that you want to do because you're not following everybody else's plan, are you truly in a calorie deficit? At the end of the day, weight loss is still calories in versus calories out. Yes, you may have some internal issues that will make things harder, but that doesn't make things impossible. It's still all about calories in versus calories out. So are you truly in a calorie deficit? You will know this by actually weighing your food, by actually tracking your food, by actually following the number. You can go to tdeecalculator.net. We all know about this by now. If you don't, it'll be in the description box below. Find the number for you. Follow that number for at least a week or two. And if the scale goes up, then obviously you are not in a deficit. If the scale pretty much stays the same, then you are maintaining your weight, and that's not your goal. It's to be in a deficit. So eat less than what it is that is telling you to eat if it's not working for you after 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. You don't have to immediately jump to a 500 calorie severe deficit. You can take your deficit 100 calories, 200 calories, 300 calories, 400 calories at a time. You don't have to jump headfirst into it. Tip 5, I would have upped my movement. And I'm not just talking about exercising. I'm not talking about my 1 to 2 hour workouts, because I thought I was doing something. I'm in the gym for 2 hours. Then I get back home and I'm on the couch all day. And then I'm sleeping for 8 hours. Where's the rest of my movement? Where is the rest of my movement coming from? How am I upping my metabolism by just going to the gym for 2 hours and then staying stationary and sedentary for the rest of the day? So back to TDEE, there are 4 things to break down when it comes to moving your body that will help determine how much you're actually burning. So of course you have your BMR, which is your body at rest. That is what you are naturally burning if you were in a coma, pretty much. Then you have your actual exercise that you're doing. Then you have the thermic effect of food, which is pretty much the energy that is used to actually digest your food. And then another large part of that is your non-activity exercise thermogenesis. This is the things that you are doing throughout the day. All of the fidgeting, all of the house chores, parking your car further, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, moving about and not just staying on the couch. These things matter. This is why it's important that people stress about doing 10,000 steps per day on top of getting your exercise in. Because when you're doing 10,000 steps per day, this is a combination of what you're doing throughout the day. It's not just your exercise, your runs, your walks, whatever like that. This is showing you that you are moving throughout the day. And so I love the fact that a lot of these fitness trackers and watches and stuff like that will ping you every hour, showing you that you need to move. You need to move this hour. You haven't gotten up from off your ass and moved in the last hour, in the last 50 minutes, because it dings you after 50 minutes. It's time to get moving. So the more you increase your NEAT throughout the day, the better it is. You're burning more calories. The calories burned throughout the day will be higher, which means you also don't have to severely cut your calories. You don't have to, which is what I talked about in the previous point, drop down to a 500 calorie deficit, because you're actually in a deficit by raising up your movement and the calories you burn throughout the day. So now instead of being a sedentary life, your light exercise, your moderate exercise, your heavy exercise, because it's the exercises that you are doing throughout the week, plus the 10,000 steps you're hitting almost every day, plus you being in a deficit. Does that make sense? If you want me to do a separate video really breaking that point down and talking about that, let me know in the comments below. 6, I would have told myself, Janae, it is okay to be a little hungry. It is okay to wait a second before you immediately stuff your face. And I'm not talking about ED level. Like, none of this is extreme. I'm talking about most of the time, Now, this is me knowing the knowledge now. When I'm hungry, I'm not actually hungry. I'm actually thirsty. Not only am I thirsty, but I'm lacking some electrolytes. I need a little bit of sodium, potassium, magnesium. I need to drink some water. When's the last time you actually drank some water and hydrated your body, especially if your exercise is up and your movement throughout the day is up? Majority of the time, I was thirsty rather than being hungry. And if after a while I had something to drink, I truly was hungry, then I would then eat something, but not without checking the proper checks first, which is most of the time, you're thirsty. Relax. And if you're not thirsty, it is okay. You still don't have to stuff your face right then and there. The kitchen isn't moving, you guys. The table isn't moving. The food in the pantry is not moving. You can wait 10 minutes as you're cooking your food to eat instead of stuffing your face over here with a snack while you're watching your food eat. And I know you're doing it because I've done it. It's okay. No judgment here. Number 7, I would have come to the realization that I had a toxic relationship, if you want to call it that, with food. I was an emotional eater. I was a binge eater. Honestly, a lot of it stems from emotions. I was battling whatever it is that I was going through with eating. And I needed to seek therapy, to be honest. I needed to seek therapy and find healthy ways to cope with my stress. Why am I coping with my stress? Stuffing my face until I am uncomfortably full, knowing that that's just going to make me feel worse after the fact. And yet I did it over and over and over again for years, actually. For years. I did that over and over and over again. Yeah. I also would have stopped calling it a relationship with food. I'm not in a relationship with food. And honestly, I still say this. I still talk about healing my relationship with food. But even now, when you know better, you do better. So even me now, I'm going to stop calling it a relationship with food because I'm not in a relationship with food. I'm in a relationship with my husband, with my kids, with my best friends, with y'all. Those are the people, the relationships that I want to foster and heal and be connected with. But with food is there to fuel my body. It's there to keep me alive. I don't need to put an emotional attachment to that. It sounds crazy, but a lot of us do it. And that's probably why we feel so tied to food and why every time we're doing something, it's tied with food. It's connected with food. We're celebrating with food. We're sad with food. It's time to fix that. 8, I would not have tortured myself when it came to food. I would have understood that it is okay to have balance and moderation and indulge in some things. It's okay to swap out the things that you like for the things that you love. It's okay. Like, I used to severely cut things out and look at food as good and bad and have cheat meals and all this stuff. Again, an emotional connection to the things that just needs to be there to fuel my body. And yeah, it's okay, especially as girls, you know, we go through it with different times in the month, to have a sweet tooth, to have a salty tooth, to want to have things when you're out and about. And so that's where the out and about moments are, where the balance and moderation comes. But when you're home, those things just don't go away. You'll still have the cravings. Most of the time when you're having cravings, however, you're deficient in some type of nutrient in your body, which is why it's important to, 1, go to your doctor and figure that out. But 2, I would have just found swaps, which is what I do now on my TikTok and Instagram. There's always a new recipe up there. But I would have found swaps that would have allowed my calorie deficit to be easier, especially when you are coming from a severely obese body and you have a long way to go to lose weight. Things just don't click overnight. And so finding smarter swaps like the protein ice cream people do with their Ninja Creamies, or having the Quest chips and the Quest candy, or, you know, the little bacon dishes and recipes that I show y'all because that is my vice. I love a good pastry. And understanding that I can have these things and it doesn't have to be full of fat and sweet and sugar. And, you know, it doesn't have to do that, but I can still have these things. And it is okay because I'm truly still in a calorie deficit. You see, all the tips are still intertwined and connected. 9, I would have never given up on myself during my journey. There are so many times on this journey, which is why it took as long as it did, that I truly gave up on myself. I can say that I was on a weight loss journey for 12 years, but when I look at it year to year, like I might have started it off each month, each Monday, each Sunday, each quarter, each year. I would have started it off wanting to lose weight, wanting to start a diet, wanting to work out, and gave it a week or 2 or 3, and then falling off because it was too hard, falling off because whatever excuse I gave myself. But I would have never given up on myself. And in a way, I didn't, because, you know, here I am finally successful. But in those moments, had I had the knowledge that I have now, which is why I'm sharing it with you all now, I would have never given up on myself and honestly found the answers that I needed to have, which leads me to tip 10. If you need a tool to lose weight, don't be afraid to utilize that tool. I have had weight loss surgery. I have taken the pills like Contrave. A lot of people are getting into Contrave right now. I have taken a GLP-1 like your Ozempic or your Mounjaro. I have taken those things with the guidance of my doctor. Let me be very clear about that. But I have taken those things because I finally did understand that I had internal issues that was making my weight loss harder, and that was demotivating me. And I did finally understand that I did deal with food in a toxic way and really had food noise and had these things going against me. Like I did finally came to that understanding, and especially having like 150 pounds to lose, being at the very start of my journey, I knew it was going to be hard. And so I had to come to terms to understand that it's okay. If I need a tool, it's okay. No matter where you are in your weight loss journey or how much weight you had to lose, it is okay to utilize a tool if you feel like you need to, and not have so much pride and ego when it comes to your health. You only get one body. Why have so much pride and ego when it comes to your body? Make it make sense. That is all the knowledge and understanding that I have gained in these last 2 years, more than I have had in the 12 years leading up to my most successful weight loss journey. I hope these tips will help you if you are at the start of your journey or wherever you are at in your journey, to help you get on track and know that you can get there. You can make it there, and you don't have to take as long as I did. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon. That way you're notified every single time I post a new video. Make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram. On TikTok, I'm always hosting lives and answering your question in a moment. And on Instagram, I'm super active in my stories. This is where you'll get the tea in the moment. So make sure you follow me over there. Make sure you're also watching my discipline diaries. This is where I'm showing you the new healthy life that I am living so that you know you can actually do this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.